Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would do another little adoption topic video, and this wasn't one that was requested really. I've had a lot of people ask me my feelings on it and kind of suggest that as a really great option to start with. So I thought I would do just a whole video dedicated to it. We are going to talk about foster care. So I could talk a very long time about foster care. I have some pretty passionate, surprise, surprise, views and opinions on foster care and the whole foster care system because I have had quite a few friends out of the foster care system, and I saw some pretty interesting internal workings, just ways that kids fell through the cracks in the foster care system, and the ways in which the foster care system is broken. It serves a really great purpose, and I don't believe it fails completely, but it is very, very broken, and I think in considering fostering, there's a lot to think about. I have had a lot of people ask me about how I would feel about fostering and kind of suggest fostering as a way to get started. I had in high school a lot of friends in the foster care system. I don't know how that happened, it just happened. There was just a lot of kids at my high school that were in the foster care system and ended up becoming friends with quite a few of them. So through that, I gained a heart for the kids in the foster care system. And I gained kind of a little understanding and knowledge of what it would take to be a foster parent. I'm not talking the legal requirements or the application process or anything like that. I actually don't know any of the official screenings they do really, or how the process works for getting approved to be a foster parent and then waiting for a foster child to be placed with you. But I saw very, very quickly what it would take in a foster parent to be a good foster parent, to be able to provide what that child needs. Biggest thing you have to understand when you consider being a foster parent is the children that come to you are going to come most likely from a very broken background. It's not always as extreme, but there are some pretty extreme cases. There's a lot of the kids with some major trauma and some major events or wounds that they need to heal from. And in the meantime, the state as a foster parent is counting on you to be the parent that child needs and provide what they need while they try to heal and move on and develop in a healthy way from that point on. You're not always going to get a doomsday horrible situation. There's a wide variety of backgrounds that the foster care system has. But as a foster parent, you need to be aware of that. You need to think about if that's something you can handle before becoming a foster parent. You also need to think of the financial and housing capabilities you have. So you need to be their ultimate safe haven. You really need to be financially stable, environmentally stable as far as your housing situation goes. You also need to be able to be emotionally the support they need as best as you can. Obviously, I'm not talking you have to be perfect in all of these ways, but provide a much higher level of stability than they were getting before. And a safe environment for them to deal with what they went through and be able to heal from it and develop beyond it. It is a very, very hefty responsibility. I would argue it's more of a responsibility even than becoming a parent in the natural way, because you're starting with more baggage to deal with in that circumstance. So, with that being said, if you do feel like you can do that, absolutely do it. The foster care system needs more really great foster parents. They need people that are prepared to deal with what they have to throw at them and that can truly take that on. There are differences between adopting and fostering, and some of the requirements can kind of be the same because you do have home study checks, you'll have financial background checks to make sure of your stability. So in that sense, going through that process prepares you for what it would take to be cleared as an adoptive parent. I would encourage anyone that is thinking about foster care to really look into the foster care system and how it works, what's required of you, and maybe try to connect with foster parents in your area to see what their experiences have been, what they did to prepare, and kind of get a little foundation of understanding to go off of. Fostering is a great option. It is also one to take a little care in thinking about. All of my friends that I had that were in the foster care system had pretty hefty things in their background to deal with. It was a lot. And in my opinion, the foster parent they were placed with was not prepared to handle that. They were not prepared to handle that level of trauma, of baggage, of wounds, and just things they needed to heal from. And you can kind of prepare yourself enough to know what your level of that would be, to know what your threshold for that would be. If there's specific things in your background that might be triggering for you, definitely something to think about as far as maybe you could communicate that and they could use that to tailor what child they place with you that could better match you with the child. That can also for you make you really think about if you would be able to handle that. And I want to say I am in no way trying to discourage anyone from becoming a foster parent. I just truly believe the best way to be a great foster parent is to be as prepared as you can be. And having seen the things with my friends that were in the foster care system that I have, I think it is something that our society and our state and our country really need to work on, because the foster care system isn't great. But I believe with things like that happening, it could get better. There could be a multitude of amazing foster parents that are able and willing to help those kids. And when you're able to place a child and match them a little better with the foster parent you're placing them with, that automatically is going to give you an advantage over a bad placement. You're going to have a better match that they'll maybe get along better, they'll work better through what that child has to work through, and there is mandatory therapy, and a therapist is assigned to foster children. Like they'll have their own therapist they're assigned to, but you still will need to be there as a support system. And there could either way be things that have come out of their trauma that has changed them into certain habits or behaviors that you will have to be prepared to deal with. And you will want to know those things, and you will want to know the best way for you to handle that should it come up, whatever the case may be. I myself could definitely see us being foster parents, but I don't think we're there yet. We have a lot as far as stability goes to set ourselves up better for it. as far as financially, housing wise. There's a lot of ways in which we could be better prepared. And I don't think we're there yet, but I absolutely would be open to it later. I don't know that I would start with that though, because that's a pretty hefty job to begin parenting with. If you're a brand new parent, these are the first children that are going to be under your care that intensely. That's a lot to handle your first go at parenting. And so I would think about that too. I don't know that I would start a family that way. I would say if you do, just like any situation, be as knowledgeable and prepared as you can and just do your due diligence. And I think there are so many parents out there that would be amazing foster children if they were open to it. And honestly, the world needs better foster parents. So I would definitely encourage anybody thinking about it to really consider it and really prepare themselves really well and go into it with a positive attitude. And I think it could be really amazing. So those are my thoughts on foster care and being a foster parent. I could definitely see us at some point fostering, but I don't think we're there yet. And most of the process of adopting versus fostering is actually very similar as far as getting your house cleared, your finances cleared. It's all very similar. So that would help also if you then wanted to either foster to adopt or just fostering for a bit, having kids go in and out, and then, okay, now we're gonna adopt. And then you would only maybe get children that were opened to be adopted, and you could foster to adopt if you were looking to do that. But that is my views. Those are the points I wanted to make on foster care and fostering. It's an amazing thing, and I think we need more great foster parents. So I would encourage you to definitely consider it, to really think about it, and I for sure see it as a great option if it is something you are able to handle. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you in some way. I hope it was encouraging and gave you good information. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. If you are not already subscribed, click the screen and subscribe, and then you can see when the next video comes out. And let me know what my next adoption series video should be on. Let me know other avenues of information you would like to see and what other topics you would like to see covered. I would love to hear it in the comments below. Now, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!